being here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
It's an honor to have you all here and to have you back again. I don't know, this is what, 4 times now, maybe?
4, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
4th time being on the show.
Being on the show, yeah. Yeah, he's been a great supporter, and we've had some really interesting content with him. The last time he talked about his film, Human Hibachi. But, all right, let's just start by introducing everyone. This is the cast of One Night, and we have the director, Mario Cerrito, and the producer,
that would be me.
Fabian Farina. I'm sorry, this is our first time meeting tonight. We're usually a little more prepared, but Jeanette Pacifico is one of the lead actors. She's the lead actress in this film. And Mariano Mattei.
Very good.
Did I say that correctly?
You did,
Yeah.
yes,
So we have a bunch of Dagos up here.
Yes.
I'm 50% Italian. I can say that. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the project that you guys are working on.
I guess I'll start us off.
Yeah.
So the movie's called One Night. I wrote it, producing it with Mariano. I'm also playing one of the lead male characters in it. And basically, it started with me getting dumped and watching what we would call chick flicks
Right?
at home one day. And I'm watching
You're
this movie.
admitting in front of
Yes.
this whole audience that you were watching chick flicks?
Yeah,
I love it.
Because
All
I was in one of those moods.
You hit
you
rock
know?
bottom.
Yeah, like totally rock bottom. As I'm watching this movie, in the first 10 minutes, I said, okay, so the guy's going to do this, they're going to do this, the girl's going to say this is going to happen, and then at the end of the movie, they're going to reconcile, get back together, and live happily ever after.
Right. It's cliche. It's predictable.
Right. So after about an hour and a half of time that I will never get back in my life, that's exactly what happened. It didn't necessarily happen in the exact same sequence that I was thinking, but one aspect of that or another came true. At the end of this movie, I thought to myself, what happens if the guy doesn't get the girl? What happens if the girl doesn't get the guy? What
Right.
happens if the girl says no? Or the guy says no? Or whatever. Started mulling over some of these things in my head. The next day, sat in front of my computer and started writing. One day led to the next day, and then the next day, and then all of a sudden I said, I think I got a story here. That's when I called my best friend Mariano. We've known each other for many, many, many years. And
Did you guys grow up together?
yes,
Aw.
grew up in South Philly.
Okay.
But one of the main reasons that I called Mariano is because Mar hates everything that I write. Right? we were in a
true
band
friendship.
together.
Honesty.
So we were in a band together for many, many years.
Had a couple songs.
And yes, I did have a couple songs. We were all original, so we wrote all our own
Right.
material. But I tried to write the band bio probably about 5, 6, 15, 35 times. And every time I wrote it and I said, what do you think about the bio? He was like, yeah, this sucks. So anyway, all of those things are going through my mind, and I figured I want him to kind of see what this is evolving into
Right.
before I waste any more time on it. And I told him the story, this, that, and the other thing, and he liked it. So it was like the Mikey commercial. Hey,
Yeah.
Mikey likes it,
Yeah.
So I kept writing, and in 2.5 weeks, the screenplay was done.
2.5 weeks?
Every night.
And this is a full feature.
full feature.
Wow.
Every night, every day, I would think about what I wrote the night before,
Right?
and basically kind of play it out in my head and say, okay, so what happens next? Get those ideas, and then that night sit back at my computer and then write until 1 or 2, 3 in the
Wow.
morning.
So the ideas just, the words just flowed.
Yeah, it literally like just what's a good word for it? Spewed out of me, right? I don't know if that's kind of nasty word, but yeah, it was just coming, and I kind of knew the entire direction that I wanted to take the
Right.
film, but then the ending piece kind of changed as I was writing it, and I was like, aha, this is how it's going to end. So basically, it's not your typical Hollywood love story.
Right.
It's a love story, but the way that I describe it, and I'm sure everybody on this stage is sick of hearing me say this, but the way that I describe it to people is, if you take the movie The Sixth Sense and the movie The Notebook, and they got together and had a baby, it would be one night. It's a love story that takes you through kind of a journey, and then at the end smacks you in the face with a huge surprise ending. Every person that has read the screenplay has pretty much had the same reaction.
Right.
Guys are like, what the hell was that? And women are like, oh my God, I cried for like 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
And that's exactly the reaction that I wanted
Good.
folks to have. So that's kind of the basic intro to One Night, the movie.
And then you decided to actually create the film.
Yeah, so
So how did that all come about?
So when
What is this process like? I mean, I don't think that any of us are familiar with how that comes to fruition
Right.
and how that evolves. So
Yeah.
take us on your journey.
So it was kind of a two-part thing. I was myself into acting,
Right?
so I've been in a number of different indie feature films and things of that nature. And with Mariano, once I was completed with the screenplay, he came over to my house one night and we read every part. Just read through the entire movie.
Right.
And he looked at me and said, we got something. And I said, let's do it. And that kind of started the ball in motion, so to speak.
Right. How long ago was that, roughly?
That was probably, when was that? Yeah. It was a while
Year
ago.
or two?
It was probably about a year ago, I would
Okay.
think.
Because then we started really searching for the production team, and that's
Right.
what led us to Mario.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it was the listing I had seen.
Yeah.
And I immediately sent it over to Fabian, and I said, listen, Michelle is our line producer, my girlfriend, and she knows Mario. They kind of grew up together. She was like, I know a guy that does this. And when we saw the listing, I was like, the sound is there, the film was there, the story was there. Like, I think this is our guy. So I sent it over to Fabe, and then once we got the production crew down, we started, I think maybe at the same time we started holding auditions, and that's when
Yep.
we found
Yeah,
Jeanette.
it was around April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Jeanette
we
came in
found
from Mario.
we found Jen through
Right.
through Mario.
Yeah, small world, yeah.
Yeah, because we had put out a casting call on a couple of websites, Backstage,
Right.
Casting Network,
Right.
and things of that nature. We actually put out a casting call on Craigslist.
Craigslist. That was,
Oh,
that was not
boy.
a good idea.
Not,
All right. So
don't put out
just a side
casting
note.
calls on
Give us
Craigslist.
give us one scenario of what happened when you put that on Craigslist. I just have to know.
Well, the one guy who was auditioning for
Don't say
Pick your
his name.
favorite.
David
yeah.
Parks, yeah. The character's name is David Parks. He's the CEO
Uh-huh.
of a company. So he came to the audition and he says, and he looked like a CEO,
Yeah.
right? He was a bigger guy, sturdy, very businesslike, and he said, as a matter of fact, I've been a business executive for 25 years, and And I was like, that's great, right? So we gave him the sides, the script,
Right.
and told him a little bit about the character, about the scene. This is kind of how you're going to act, and it wasn't even close, right? So we said, okay, let's try it again, but do it. We gave him some direction.
Right.
Think of this. Think of that. When you're saying these lines, think of how the character feels, and so on and so forth. He did it exactly the same way that he did the first time. And then I gave him an example, and I said, okay, so if I was playing this character, this is how I would play it. And he said, wow, you're really good at this. I don't think that I could be that good. And I was like, okay, thanks for coming.
We had another guy.
Thanks for
who
trying.
shows up, and we see him from inside the house, sitting outside in the car, wondering what's going on. And he comes in to audition, and I guess he had decided to smoke a bowl before.
Yeah.
Ah, that
He
had
was
to
like,
be
"I
a
was
really
waiting
interesting
outside for you
audition.
guys." And I'm like, who waits outside? You come
Yeah.
and you knock on the door.
Right.
See from here first. It didn't make any sense. Needless to say that audition did not go so well.
Yeah.
But he actually did audition.
Oh yeah.
He did audition.
Oh
And
yeah.
Did you tape them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We have them all on tape.
And
But
the funny thing is that
I might
the
like to
CEO
see
we
that
really
sometime.
liked, like as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really liked them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
he had a
didn't-
great
didn't
look.
have the talent.
Yeah.
yeah, I was ready to cast him just by looking at him.
You
But
would
it's a
think
good
he
thing
does
that
it
we.
day in, day out
Right.
in business
Right.
anyway, it would be easy. But
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, that's the common misconception when it comes to acting is
Yeah.
that anybody can do it and
Yeah.
you're just pretending and there's no skill. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that all of us sitting up here know that that's not the case.
And then Jeanette had tried out via video, and we all saw it, and we were like immediately like, yeah, that's her, because she did things that a lot of the other people didn't do when she was reading the lines that we thought were really creative. So she comes from more of a comedic background. Is that
Yeah.
accurate? So yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm from Clarksboro, New Jersey.
Okay.
So I'm born and raised, and
So local
just-
South Jersey talent.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just started acting about a year and a half ago, so I'm really excited. This is my first lead role, and I'm like super excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So I'm just really happy for the opportunity, and yeah, I'm learning
And
a
you're-
lot and meeting a lot of cool people. and-
Seems like you're with a really great group of
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Kind of like protective big brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's your favorite part of being on set and working on this project?
I really loved the script from day one. So I'll just read it sometimes, just because I just love the story and I love my character. So it's really great to be able to play her and, bring her to life.
Right. So do you think that there are some similarities between your
Oh, yeah,
character
for
and
sure.
yourself?
We've definitely been through similar life experiences, and I can relate to her in a lot of different ways.
So everything happens for a reason and you were just kind of meant to play this role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's exciting. That's neat. What kind of a time frame are we looking at for completion for this project?
So I would say probably like May. I'll have a final cut done because I'm doing the editing and all that too.
Right.
So
You have a lot on your plate these days, Mario.
yeah, I've been busy.
Yeah.
I have a headache every day now.
Are you doing your
yeah, that's true. That's true.
second luckiest
Right?
guy this week.
Yeah.
Second luckiest wing. See that? Yeah. No, I would say probably around May if everything goes good now. That's the thing
Right.
because you put a timetable down, but you get a whole bunch of things in the middle, snags and all that. So if everything goes as planned, probably like May,
Okay.
and that would be like a final cut. So, but yeah, it's going great.
And you're filming this locally here in South Jersey?
Yeah, we're filming it Philly, South Jersey, Wilmington.
Yeah.
So
Delaware.
yeah, not
That's
too far,
awesome.
and we're doing good.
Any involvement with tax credits and that sort
I
of
don't know
thing?
anything about that stuff.
You don't know anything about that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, right, yeah. Thanks for telling us, Tiff.
Okay.
She just
Sorry.
threw a wrench in the whole
Right.
the
Sorry.
process now.
But yeah, it's a great project. These guys are fun to work with. They're good to work with. Good guys.
Yeah. I love their energy. You
Yeah,
can just
yeah,
see
yeah.
the relationship and
Sure.
the energy and the love between these
Well,
two guys.
that
I mean,
transfers
that's
to the screen.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Been on stage for 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Playing in the
when they're on film together, it's like you're not even there. You know what I mean? It's not the cameras aren't there, nobody's there. It's like they're in their own world.
Right.
And that right there is what makes a great film. Because I always preach natural,
Right.
natural. Because this is the one line I always throw out there. If you were looking at a bar, okay, and there was no cameras, lights, nothing, you just looked at them, that would be the best scene you could ever make. As soon as you told them the lights and cameras are on them, it would be so unnatural. The same scene that you just watched a minute ago. As soon as
Right.
people know that the cameras are rolling, and that these guys have that because they have that connection as best friends.
Yeah.
It's already built in, so that makes it easy. And she's doing a fabulous job as well. Yeah, I think was Human Hibachi your first audition?
It was my first audition ever.
So
and I
yeah,
got
she
it.
auditioned for my first movie, and she got a part in the movie. And then I remember these guys were looking for this role for Olivia. This was like a key factor to this movie, is
Right.
the lead role of Olivia. So I said, listen, check Jeanette out, and here she is. So
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
so
how it
excited.
happened.
It's
Yeah,
exciting.
thank you.
Yep.
Will you
Well,
take
we-
this film to different festivals and
The
submissions?
the
and-
plan is first and foremost festivals. We're going to do a big screening, theater screening.
Okay. Will that-
Definitely in
Something in the area?
Well, what I'm hoping for is something in PA, something in Jersey, and maybe even something in Delaware, depending on what we can work out.
Right.
Where we'll do a screening of the film and then Q&A with cast and crew and stuff like that, wine and cheese
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll bring the wine.
Yeah. Mario
Yeah,
makes his own
for
wine.
those that don't know Mario makes the homemade Dago Red.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So that's a second thing, and then we're looking at distribution channels like
Yeah.
Netflix,
Yeah,
Hulu,
sure. Yeah.
Amazon, things of that nature. So Mario's our guy.
I got you.
for
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Right. So this is the first project like this that you've worked on
Yes.
personally. I mean, this isn't Mario's not new at this by any means, but you guys
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Well, Fabe's been in a number of different movies already.
Right,
I don't
but
think
not-
they're not released yet. But this is
But
Yeah,
not
the
anything that
biggest, yeah.
he's
Right,
written
his
or
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
his
this
production,
is-
his writing.
right. This is his baby.
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
one.
That's exciting.
I'm already cooking up ideas for a second one, but we're definitely
Let's bang one out
really
first.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like one thing at a time.
Right.
Um,
Focus.
But we're really excited, and I'm excited to have everybody on this stage with me because
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for a better crew. The character of Max, who is one of the lead characters, is loosely based on me.
Right.
The character of Gabe is loosely based on Mariano. The character of Olivia is loosely based on about 4 or 5 women that have been in and out of my life.
You just kind of melted them all into one.
Exactly. I took the best and the worst
Right,
of
right.
all of them, and she has
perfect
been
world.
doing a tremendous job. I mean, how long did we work before we even started filming?
Yeah, a lot of
We
rehearsals.
were rehearsing probably for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months before we even started shooting
Probably
anything.
could do this as a play
Yeah,
in a short amount of time.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, everybody's doing such a great job, so I couldn't be happier with my first experience. It's kind of like spoiling me a little bit.
Well, thank you so much for coming here and sharing all of this with us tonight.
you.
I think that we're all excited to see what happens next for you guys. I'm super excited to see the film when it's done. I'd like an invite, please.
Awesome, yeah, definitely. You can follow us on Facebook, Indie One Night, Indie INDIE, One Night. We post all kinds of pictures
Behind the scenes
behind
and-
the scenes
yeah.
production, and of course that's where we're going to put out some information. Indie One Night is our website as well.
Everything, all of the tags, the hashtags, that's
Yeah.
on the
Instagram.
website,
So
Indie One Night.
yeah,
Okay.
on Instagram,
Twitter,
Yep.
the whole
Yep.
nine.
all of that stuff. So
Okay.
Indie One Night, follow us, and
Definitely.
and hopefully when we get it done and screened, you'll all come.
I can't wait to see all this chemistry on the screen.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
guys.
much for coming.